Okay, so it's January 27th, and the weather forecast is looking real good. So we've got a few of these windmill palms that are still covered, at least the top. We're going to uncover them and take a look, and hopefully we won't have enough cold weather to hurt these anymore. If it doesn't get down below like 12 Fahrenheit, then I'm not going to be too worried about them. We might put something around the spear or something if it has a ice storm or something like that. But we're gonna go ahead and uncover them and take a chance, and because I like to see these palms out. So we got about a 8-foot Waggy here, and about a 8 or more foot Trachy. I guess this Waggy is probably about 7 to 8 foot, 7.5. So we'll unwrap them and some of our other palms, and we'll go around and take a look. We got another palm or two to unwrap to Trachycarpus. Okay, so got all the covers off the palms. I had these big ones uncovered for a little while, and we got a title today's video: the good, bad, and the ugly. So this one's our rocket palm. This is about a 14 foot palm. We ended up putting 2 covers of frost cloth over the top because one of them ripped, so that was a good move. And all these palms endured -1 Fahrenheit with the cover. So you can see the trunk on this one's approaching 10 foot tall now at this point. The bottom of the gutter's 11 plus, and so you can see this palm turned out, we'll call it good. It has a little bit of burning on the outside fronds here, but the inside and everything is real good. The spear is real good. Our next windmill palm we have here is this one. This one's about 7 foot tall, and you can see it's in relatively good shape. This one had an extra cover, a frost cloth plus an extra cover. This one we can get in here to the spear. You can see it's in good shape. We'll probably spray it down again with some fungicide here pretty soon on all these, and just to make sure. This one we're gonna consider this big one ugly. We had to end up, it had a lot of fronds that were really starting to get mold and everything on them under the cover, and so we ended up having to cut off a lot of fronds. And this is where the wind come from on this side, and this one only had on the top 1 layer of frost cloth, and it got completely the fronds got really damaged, a lot of fronds damaged, and up here in the wind. So we'll classify this one as an ugly. Getting to be our pretty large Waggy palm. This palm had the frost cloth and 1 extra, like I use a heater cover. It's supposed to cover like the outdoor patio heaters, and put it over the top just to give it extra wind resistance. That's what really got us this time, was the 30-mile-an-hour winds. With the -1 cold, it was just too much for the covers to take. And so this one, I don't see hardly any damage. Spear, everything's in good shape. Fronds, just uncovered them, in great shape. And so we would classify that one as good. Here's our other windmill palm. This is about a 8-foot one. It has about a 6-foot trunk, and it took a little damage to the outside fronds here, but it also had an extra cover on it because it's small enough to get it around. And spear's good. Fronds are got a little spotting on some outside ones, but we will count it as a good. Can't even hardly get to the top of it there, but you can see it's in pretty good shape. Next one here is this little palm. It was wrapped pretty good. It took a little damage. I already cut a few of them to the outside frond. Some of them look like this right here. It only had frost cloth covering with the wire cage on the outside. It didn't have a extra cover, so it didn't have a lot of wind protection. It took some damage to the outside fronds, and so we'll count this one good. It was down here low enough and wrapped really well that it did a little bit better. This one beside it, we didn't put a cover on it. I should. It was a little taller. It took the brunt of the wind on this side. You can see these outside fronds here. It was just put in the cage method, like this. So the frost cloth didn't have any extra covering. And you can see here that this one took a little bit of damage, more than I would have liked. Inside though is really healthy and green, and spear where it counts, it's all green. So we'll put this one in the bad category. You can see here where some of the mold and everything starting to try to eat away at these damaged fronds. We'll get this one sprayed too with some fungicide. And here's our last palm. See, this one's it was only wrapped by one layer of frost cloth, at least where the fronds were. And this is about a it's 12 foot plus tall, or whatever. It's pretty tall. And you can see the fronds are pretty fried. They've got a little green on some of the inside fronds there. And so we'll definitely count this one as ugly. This one definitely needed another wrap around the frost cloth, the one layer of frost cloth. And you can see here if I can get it on camera, spears on this one are real green. They look good. So it's gonna live, but gonna be damaged, looking for a few months. And anyway, that's the last one. That's the update. And you can see that most of the palms did pretty good in -1 Fahrenheit, but some of them took a little damage, especially this one, a couple of these larger ones. So we'll see everybody later.